Hello, welcome. So it is the first lecture of signal and system. So we are going to start with signals. So signal is a physical phenomena or physical quantity that contains information is known as signal. A physical phenomena or a physical quantity that contains information is known as signal. For example, voice, picture, etc. So some elementary continuous time signals are unit step signal, direct delta signal, unit ramp signal and signum function. These are the signal which will be useful in our signal and system. So let us see these signals. So unit step signal. Unit step signal have two definitions. One is practical definition. According to this definition, unit step signal ut is 1 for t greater than 0 and it is 0 for t less than 0 and it is 1 by 2 at t equal to 0. This is practical definition of unit step signal, and theoretical definition says that ut is 1 for t greater than or equal to 0 and it is 0 otherwise. So the definition is at t equal to 0. So how this ut came 1 by 2 at t equal to 0? That is because of Gibbs phenomena. According to Gibbs phenomena, the actual value of any arbitrary signal xt at the point of abrupt discontinuity is given by average of value of signal just before and just after that abrupt discontinuity. So here is a discontinuity at t equal to 0. So average value just before t equal to 0, 1, and just after the t equal to 0 plus 0 by 2, this average value is 1 by 2. So value at abrupt discontinuity according to Gibbs phenomena is 1 by 2. Let me write the notes. So Gibbs phenomenon says, according to this, the actual value of any arbitrary signal xt at the abrupt discontinuity is given by average of values of signal just before and just after the discontinuity. Next is direct delta signal del t. So this del t has value infinity at t equal to 0, it is 0 otherwise. and area under the curve is always 1. So this is complete definition of direct delta signal del t. So we can write del t as t del t. This is infinite at t equal to 0, otherwise it is 0. Or we can write it as a rectangular pulse from minus a by 2 to a by 2 with amplitude 1 by a, where this a tends to 0. So when we represent this in this way, then area under the curve will be 1. So as we can see here, since direct delta signal cannot be directly used in our mathematical calculations because its value at t equal to 0 is infinite and at other values of time its value is 0, so it has no use in our mathematical operations. So to make use of delta function in our calculation, the signal is now represented by its value. Now the signal we will represent by this area under the curve. We will not represent this signal by its value. So the signal is not represented by its value but by its area under the curve, and when this direct delta signal is represented by area under the curve, it is known as impulse or impulse signal. So what this impulse signal is? Unit impulse signal or impulse signal. So del t is 1 at t equal to 0 and it is 0 otherwise. So now we are representing area under the curve, not the value of direct delta signal, and when it is represented by area under the curve, it is called unit impulse signal or impulse signal. So there are some properties of this unit impulse signal. Let us see properties. Of impulse signal. First one is scaling property. Scaling property says del of alpha t is 1 upon mod alpha del t, or del of alpha t plus minus beta is 1 upon mod alpha del t plus minus beta. So how we can prove this? As we know, del t is represented by area under the curve, means minus a by 2 to a by 2 amplitude 1 by a. This was our del t. What will be del of alpha t? Del alpha t, we know it will be minus a by 2 alpha to a by 2 alpha amplitude 1 by a. So now its area will be integration minus infinity to infinity this del t dt will be, in place of del t we are taking del of alpha t, so it will be minus a upon 2 alpha to a upon 2 alpha 1 by a d alpha, it will be 1 by a by 2 alpha plus a by 2 alpha. So it will be 2a upon a into 2 alpha. So it will be 1 upon mod alpha, and we know this area is 1, so it is del t only. Next property is product property. Product property says xt multiplied with del t is x of 0 multiplied with del t. Xt multiplied del t minus t naught will be x of t naught del t minus t naught, and xt multiplied with del t plus t naught will be x of minus t naught del t plus t naught. Next is shifting property. Shifting property says integration minus infinity to infinity xt del t dt is x of 0. And integration minus infinity to infinity xt del t minus t naught dt is x of t naught. And integration minus infinity to infinity xt del t plus t naught dt is x of minus t naught. So let us see some question based on these properties. Let us say one question is yt is given 4t square del 2t minus 4. So first of all 4t square take 2 common, and alpha del of alpha t is 1 by mod alpha, means 1 by 2 del t minus 2. Here we will take 2 common, it became del 2 t minus 2. So del of alpha t plus minus beta is 1 by mod alpha del t plus minus beta. So it became 2t square del t minus 2. So xt del t minus t naught is xt naught del t minus t naught. So 2 t naught here, t naught is 2, so it will be 4 del t minus 2. So it will be 8 del t minus 2. Let us see one another question. Yt is integration 0 to infinity e to the power minus alpha t square del t plus 10 dt. So we know this del t plus 10, this t del t, this del t plus 10 has a value of 1 at t equal to minus 10, and limit of integration are from 0 to infinity. So in this range its value will be 0. So yt will be 0. Now we will see next elementary continuous time signal, which is unit ramp signal. RT. So RT is defined as t for t greater than equal to 0 and it is 0 for t less than 0. Graphically we can plot our t as t for t greater than equal to 0 and 0 otherwise. Next is signum function. SGNT. So signum function SGNT is given as 1 for t greater than 0, minus 1 for t less than 0 and 0 for t equal to 0. So graphically signum t, it is 1 for t greater than 0, minus 1 for t less than 0 and it is 0 at t equal to 0. So signum t we can write as ut minus u of minus t, or we can write as 2ut minus 1. Because what is ut, we know ut is this, its value is 1 for t greater than 0 and its value is 0 for t less than 0, and u of minus t will be this. So ut minus u of minus t will be this, 1 for t greater than 0 minus 1 for t less than 0. So it became signum t, and 0 at t equal to 0, or 2ut minus 1, when we will say 2ut, so it became 2 and we will subtract 1, so it will become minus 1, because 0 for t less than 0 it is 0, 0 minus 1 is minus 1 and 2 minus 1 will be 1. So now we will see relation between del t, ut and rt. So rt is a differentiation of ut, where ut is a differentiation of del t. So rt is a dy dt of ut, where ut is dy dt of del t. Or we can write the del t is integration of ut, means integration of del t is ut and integration of ut is rt. We will move in right hand side direction. I have written here incorrectly that differentiation of rt is ut and differentiation of del t differentiation of rt is ut and differentiation of ut is del t. So this differentiation of rt is ut and differentiation of ut is del t, means dy dt of rt is ut and dy dt of ut is del t, because we know that rt is t for t greater than equal to 0 and ut is 1 for t greater than equal to 0. So differentiation of t is 1 and del ut is 1 for t greater than equal to 0 and differentiation of 1 will be 0. So del t is a differentiation of ut. So this is all about continuous time signals, elementary continuous time signals. So let us stop this module here. In subsequent module we will see further topics of signals and systems. Thank you.